Hey yo, congrats to the bro Sha. All those charges have been officially dropped. You heard the bro is facing 200 years life in prison and all charges have been dropped. You heard? Congrats to the bro. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Ayo LAZ, the bro criminal guard from Queens is spitting fire. Link to his video in the comments. Check that.
I mean, when I say that, don't say nothing. They say radio ain't gon' play that. Now you hear me on the radio across the map. The world is New York now. Ain't nobody eating pork now. Say.
Ayo LAZ, holla at me for that YouTube promo and that Instagram Reels promo. My YouTube channel got 62,000 subscribers. My Reels, I'm doing millions of views. Check my Reels for yourself. My prices start at 100 cash. Get at me. Ayo LAZ, these 5 episodes got the most views in the last 28 days. Make sure you saw each and every one of them. And congratulations to the bro Duran for having 3 out of the 5 top episodes this month. That's big. Hey yo, shout out to my bro O-zinger. Shout out to all my Guyanese peoples out there. You heard Comment Gang, tear this up.
I laid down, it was like, I had to lay down, I had to be laying down for like about 20 minutes and shit. Yo, that's my word. CO come to the door. He knocking on the motherfucking door and shit. So I jump up and I'm like, yo, he's like, yo, you such and such? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, yo, grab your ID. You got to go to the West Gate, right? Everybody that's in Woodburn know what the West Gate is. West Gate, yo, that's where they take you to take a fucking piss test. I'm like, oh, shit. They put me in a 2-man cell again, right? But the cat they got me with, you know what I mean? I'm vibing with him. We cool and shit. Dude from the Bronx and shit. Nickname Poom Pang. I call him Poom for short or whatever. I don't know if you go by that now. Poom, if you hearing this shit, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, but you already know how you got trapped off. I got to tell this story. You know what I mean? So, but my birthday coming up, and I'm like, yo, man, you know, I want to get, you know what I mean? I want to get lit for my birthday. So let me backtrack. Throughout the course of, like, before I even got to that point, or got to the point to where I want to get lit for my birthday, we, you know what I mean? We in a 2-man cell, and I think in Woodburn, it's like, I think the mess hall dorm, I could be, you know what I mean? I could be mistaken or whatever because it's been years, but I think the mess hall dorm or the mess hall block, because it's blocks, it's really a cell block, but you got you got like a kitchen area, you got an area where you can watch TV and all that shit upstairs, but I was on a lower level. I think it's A block, right? So I'm on A1 tier, right? And motherfucking, like, yo, man, this dude, like, yo, every night, man, he ain't start this shit like when we first got in the fucking cell or whatever. You know what I mean? We vibing, we kicking it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We getting to know each other, whatever. I'm figuring out, I'm like, all right, he cool people. I could rock with him and whatever. But yo, man, this dude, he had remember them Caliphone motherfucking, that play the tapes and all that shit from back in the day? Remember the Caliphones?
Yeah.
Yo, this dude had a mixtape, yo, with like nothing but slow jams. Luther Vandross, Prince Until the End of Time. Yeah, Luther Vandross, This World of Mines, all this fucking shit, man. He playing this shit 1 night, 2 nights. This, you know what I mean? It's you know what I'm saying? But he was on some like lover boy stressed out shit. I don't know if his chick left him or whatever, but he had another chick because I ended up pulling the chick, you know what I'm saying, through him on the phone. And the chick was coming to see me and all that shit, but I don't know if that was a chick he was stressing over or whatever, but yo, that's my word. Every fucking night, bro. Every fucking night, man. He playing like Prince Until the End of Time, Yo, that shit used to get on my nerves. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, why you fucking playing this fucking mixtape every fucking night? We gotta go to sleep and shit. Like, yo, man. He said, yo, I'm stressing. I don't give a fuck if you stressing. That shit is annoying to me, man. I ain't stressing. You know what I mean? You stressing a bitch. I'm not stressing no chick. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know what I'm saying? This shit is getting on my motherfucking nerves, man. Stop playing that shit. But yo, he kept playing that shit. I'm like, oh God, yo. It got to a point to where I had some headphones. I just throw them shits on, bro. You know them thick headphones that cover your ears and shit. I just try to cover my ears with that shit. I'm still hearing that shit, but that shit used to allow me to go to sleep or whatever, right? So, long story short, I had some, you know what I mean? We had the crew up in there, you know what I'm saying? And I had peoples, you know what I mean? So from Brooklyn, that you know what I mean? He was extorting a cat that we used to call Chocolate Chip. He's extorting a cat. Chocolate Chip used to get that thing on the dance floor heavy.
Why the fuck niggas was calling that nigga Chocolate Chip?
But he had moles all over his body. He was a light-skinned dude, you know what I'm saying? He was a little bit darker than you, dog, but he looked like a chocolate chip cookie. So, I don't know if you know what I mean? Because I got a habit of giving people names, right? I don't know if I gave him that name or somebody else, but I used to call him Chocolate Chip. And it stuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I gave him that or somebody else gave him that, and it just, you know what I'm saying? It just stuck with him. So we used to call him Chocolate Chip. But one of my peoples, you know what I'm saying? My comrades that I'm not gonna name on here, right? He, you know what I'm saying? He was extorting the cat, but he was getting his own thing too over there. You know what I'm saying? Cat, long story short, cat was getting extorted. You know what I'm saying? When his chick was coming down there, like, yo, he had to give up all of that. You know what I mean? He used to have to give up all of that or whatever. My peoples was, they was getting that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I mean? Getting that off in the facility, you know what I'm saying? Through the mess hall, woo-de-woo. So, long story short, I motherfucking decided to, like, I'm like, yo, it's, you know what I mean? I ain't go up in a minute. It's my birthday, whatever the fuck. Woo-de-woo. I told my bunkie, right? Like, yo, this is what I'm about to do, or this is what I want to do. He's like, yo, he want to get down. You know what I mean? He want to get down. Fine. You want to get down? Give me this amount of money, whatever to have you. We'll chip in. Get this, right? But you know what I mean? People's is people, so I hit him with whatever. Yo, that's my word. He hit me with a New York dime bag of shit, right? So in the commissary day, you know, back then in the commissary you could buy Philly blunts, right? So you know, we bought a couple of Philly blunts or whatever. So we on the bottom floor, but the way they blow out there, you know what I mean? The way they blow in Woodburn was like, yo, you know, I don't know how other facilities is, cause I ain't never tried this in any other facility but there. You put the fan to the window, you know, you got the portable fans and shit. You put the fan out the window, right? And you could blow. You burn some you know what I mean? You wrap up the tissue in the Muslim oil and all that shit, and you make an incense or whatever. Whoop-de-whoop. So,
yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you, not to interrupt you, but now that I'm grown and think about it, we was making ourselves hot buying Phillies. Like, I'm sure they was keeping record of any nigga who made it a habit to buy Phillies. A young nigga buying cigars in commissary. They was taking record of that, bro.
Nah, I don't think so, bro.
Hell yeah, bro. They know what we doing with Phillies. What else we doing with Phillies? They used to sell them shits in green, and they be calling niggas right down for piss tests.
Yo, they used to sell them shits all over at one time. I think from all the facilities that I've been in, right? They was, every time you look on the commissary list, there's Phillies there.
But what you say, how you said you had the Muslim incense, the fake Muslim incense burning.
Come on, dog. You know how you got the Muslim oil, that shit with you roll tissue up and all that shit. You make it like an incense for the smell.
Mm-hmm.
Dip it in the Muslim oil or whatever, and you make a fucking you make like an incense or whatever, right? But the COs at Woodburn, they was on to that shit. But check it, motherfucking, we go up, right? It's New Year's Eve. We go up. I roll up, yo. That's my word. I take half of the fucking dime bag. I roll that shit up. New York blunt. Basically, we go up top. We blow that shit, blow it out the window, everything. And we on the bottom, you know what I mean? We on the bottom tier or the bottom floor, whatever you want to call it and shit. But it's like a lot of old timers, right? It's home cats on the tier, all that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking like, yo, in my mind, I'm thinking like, yo, man, these motherfuckers, you know what I mean? They not straight up. They might drop a kite, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because these is, you know what I mean? That's how my mind was working back then. So I told him, I said, all right, we went up or whatever. Because a lot of cats was going up that night, man. That whole motherfucking, yo, all out there was smelling like motherfucking, that shit was smelling like weed, right? So we go up top or whatever, right? But it's like, yo, this cat couldn't stop, man. It's like, yo, as soon as he got open, it's like, yo, all right, he know my man got it. He like, yo, man, he got to roll up every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, I kept telling him, like, yo, man, after we done this shit, I'm like, yo, I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. You know what I mean? Nah, he got to go back in the cell, like, yo, because, like, in Woodburn, like, you working in the mess hall, right? You got the option, you could stay in the fucking, the mess hall area. Anybody that been in Woodburn, the mess hall area, like, after you finish working, they got TVs and the shit. You could sit and watch TVs amongst the benches or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Or you could do whatever. You could go to the gym, work out, whatever the fuck, play ball, or you could go to fucking back to your cell or your dorm, whatever the fuck. But it's no dorms in A block. It's just cells, right? But you can open and close it at you know what I mean, at will or whatever. So you go back to your cell and chill or whatever the fuck. So I see him, he constantly going back to the cell. I'm like, yo, man, stop doing that shit. Because when he come back, like, because I used to chill out in the, you know, I was still in that video shit, watching videos and all that shit like that. So I'm like, yo, man, I could smell it when he come back. I'm like, yo, his eyes be red. Yo, his eyes is red like motherfucking like Ferrari red, like F-150, like the standard Ferrari fucking red shit. I'm like, yo, stop doing that shit. You blowing shit up. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know he not as thorough as me. You know what I'm saying? As far as like masking the smell, all that shit, and the shit, yo, even back then, you know what I'm saying? I can't remember. I don't know if the shit was fucking hydro, whatever the fuck, skunk, tie, whatever the fuck back then. You know the flavors back then of weed they was motherfucking pumping. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck the shit was, but the shit was loud. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, you gotta put a lot of shit, and he not as thorough as I already know I am as far as masking the smell of shit. So I'm like, yo, he coming back, he smelling like that shit, all that shit, eyes red, Ferrari F-150 red and shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Stop doing that shit. You about to blow this shit up, man. And then, you don't know, I already told you, got them old timers over there that's like, I guess they conformed in the shit. They ain't thorough old timers, they just like conformed in the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the system or whatever. They gonna tell, you know what I'm saying? Eventually somebody gonna tell. I already know, like my blacker senses is tingling, like Spidey senses, the blacker senses is tingling. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers is gonna tell. Somebody gonna tell, right? He's like, oh man, nah, fuck that, whatever. I'm like, alright. So yo, one day, right, same shit, right? I went upstairs to blow my man. Because he's on the up. You know what I mean? He in the upper blocks and shit, right? I went up there to blow with him, and we chilling, we listen. That's my word. I remember. That's when Big Pun album just came out. It was Big Pun and no. It was Big fucking Pun and no, the Tony Touch mixtape 50 MCs on one microphone. That's my word. We was listening to that shit and we went up top in this motherfucking cell. And he was like, yo, listen to this shit or whatever. I'm like, I'm feeling this shit. You know what I mean? Yo, that's my word. I came back downstairs, right? And fucking, he coming, I'm watching his eyes and shit. I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker red. You know what I'm saying? My eyes don't get red when I smoke. You know what I mean? He's smelling. I'm like, shit. So he ain't say nothing. I ain't say nothing. You know what I mean? I told him about it. I just looked at him. I'm like, all right, whatever. Something told me, this is early in the day, something told me, like, yo, man, let me go back to my cell. Let me go back to the cell. I'm going to lay down for a minute, you know what I mean? And just chill and shit for a child, you know what I mean? For lunchtime, it was before lunch. Breakfast just ended not too long ago. Yo, that's my word. I laid down. It was like I had to lay down. I had to be laying down for like about 20 minutes and shit. Yo, that's my word. CO come to the door. He knocking on the motherfucking door and shit. So I jump up and I'm like, yo, he called my Bunkie name. Yo, such and such. I'm like, nah, that's not me. He's like, yo, all right, you such and such? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, yo, grab your ID. You got to go to the West Gate, right? Everybody that's in Woodburn know what the West Gate is. West Gate, yo, that's where they take you to take a fucking piss test. I'm like, oh shit. I'm thinking about this shit running in my mind, but he fucked up. The CO fucked up because he spent off because he was looking for my Bunkie. He was like, yo, where your Bunkie at? I was like, yo, I don't know where he at. You know what I'm saying? He may be upstairs, he may be in the mess, I don't fucking know. Right? So he spun off looking for him. Right? So immediately, yo, I grabbed, you know them fucking, I grabbed a jug, you know what I'm saying, a plastic jug and shit, and back then, bottled water was a commodity back then. I ain't had no bottled water back then, so I used the sink. I started drinking mad. I filled up the jug. I started drinking mad water. You know how you gotta press the fucking sink buttons and shit for the water to come out? Mm-hmm. I'm motherfucking pressing the sink buttons for the water to come out and shit. And I'm drinking water. I'm just guzzling water and shit. So I take like 2 pisses in the fucking toilet and shit. And something tells me to grab a fucking washcloth, right? I grab a motherfucking washcloth from you know how you got this is cells and shit, so you got your shit stringed up to have your clothes dry out and all that shit like that. So I had a washcloth stringed up. So I grabbed the fucking washcloth and threw that shit up on my fucking nuts and shit, right? And the motherfucker come back and was like, yo, you got your ID and all that shit? And this shit happened in a space of like 5 minutes. That's enough time for you to do what you gotta do, basically. So he come back, he's like, yo, you got your ID and all that? I'm like, yeah, I got my ID. So I give my ID, I come out, he pat me down and all that shit. So in Woodburn, like once you come out the blocks, it's like the officer's desk and all that shit is up front of the tier, right? So I'm there waiting, right? So they finally grab this cat. They finally grab him and shit. He come down, right? Eyes all red. He looking paranoid like a motherfucker. He looking at me, and I'm like, motherfucker, don't look at me, right? So they asked him to get his fucking ID, right? They asked him to get his ID and shit, and he was like, yo, he left his ID in the cell or whatever, right? So he tried to go back. He tried to play it over. He's like, nah, you ain't going nowhere. Wait a minute, I'll go get your ID. Tell me where it's at, right? So he looking at me like, yo, damn, son, like I fucked up. and I'm just looking away. So they call us down, right? We heading to the West Gate. It's just me and him. We heading to the West Gate, but on the loudspeaker, on the loudspeaker, they calling like cats that's part of like you know what I mean, the crew we formulated since, you know what I mean, we was in there and shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna name no names or whatever, right? But these cats, they was in the gym, and at the same time they called, they was in the gym because that was a area where you could go up. That was an area where you could go up top at in the gym, right? So cats be blowing in the gym in the morning. All this shit happened like in the morning time. So they calling these cats, oh, such and such, you gotta report to the West Gate, or whatever. While they marching us to the West Gate. So in my mind is turned. I'm like, yo, somebody done told. Somebody done dropped the kite, whatever the fuck. Somebody done told on us, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I'm thinking it could be it could have been that cat chocolate chip because he was getting extorted. You know what I mean? But he didn't want to directly tell on the person that was extorting him. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, we head down to the West Gate, right? I already know they call them. They calling the rest of the peoples and shit to the West Gate. It's like about 3 or 4 of them. I already know what's going on, right? So we get to the West Gate. The first person up is me and shit. The guard, you know what I mean? The CO's like, yo, they asked me, like, yo, this, that, and other. You know how they do that. State your number, your name, your number, all that shit. Woo-de-woo. It's like, yo, can you go? Can you piss? I told Strap, I'm like, nah, I can't piss. You know what I'm saying? I can't piss right now. There's like, all right, the water fountain is right there, right? Let us know when you could go, right? So I'm like, all right, bet. All this time, right, I go grab a seat by the bench. I'm sitting down by the bench, right? They call my bunkie. They ask him the same shit. So I'm looking at him. I'm like, look, I'm trying to give him the slight head shake, like, nah, son, don't do it. His eyes redder than the motherfucker. He looking at me. His eyes red and wide. His ass looking at me and shit. And he look at me. Then he look away. He's like, man, fuck it. Give me the cup. I'm like, man, you stupid motherfucker, man. You gonna piss in the cup right now? That's what I'm thinking in my mind and shit. I'm like, fuck, he pissed in the cup and he broke out. So all this time I'm sitting there, right? And dog, remember, like, you know how mess hall workers used to rock? Mess hall workers used to rock all white, right? Mm-hmm. I had on all white pants, not all white, but except for I had my state boots on at the time and shit. My state boots, all the white sweatshirt, white pants, right? I had a rag up in my nuts with boxers on, and I'm sitting there, right? And I'm pissing on myself. I'm pissing in the rag, but it was so much fucking piss because I was drinking from the water fountain from before, but it was a guard that was sitting at a desk not too far from me, right? And it was another guard, like he was manning like the bathroom and shit. All this time I'm pissing on myself. I'm pissing in the rag, but that shit got so heavy, I'm motherfucking like, yo, that shit started leaking down my leg and it started making a puddle like around my feet on the floor and shit, right? So I'm like, damn, the guard gonna see this shit. I'm like, damn, man, I hope you don't see this shit. So in the meantime, yo, they start bringing my other mans in, right? My man Shaw was the first fucking one, and he going to fucking the bathroom and shit. He holding his stomach and shit, and he like, the guard is there. It's like some kind of the fucking CO and shit. His ass, he's standing there. He's like, yo, I gotta fucking, you know what I mean? Shy like, yo, I gotta fucking shit. I gotta shit. and the guard's like, yo, you ain't gonna be able to fucking shit until you piss. You gotta piss first before you shit. And like, yo, how the fuck I'm gonna do that? He going back and forth with the guard and shit like that. So all this time I'm just sitting on the bench and shit, right? And the CO that's at the desk is less than 3 feet away from me, dog. And he got his head turned and he looking towards the bathroom and shit. And all this time, right, it's a puddle forming around my motherfucking feet. And I'm just kicking piss all over the motherfucking place. I'm just kicking piss, trying to spread that shit out. Trying to spread it out so he don't see the motherfucking shit, right? So he looking at Shy and the other CO going back and forth and shit, right? And fucking Shy said, alright, fuck it, right? He said, yo, fuck it, just give me the cup, I'm gonna piss in the cup and shit, right? He beefed with the CO, like, yo, you gotta look at my fucking dick and all that shit. The CO was like, yeah, I gotta see the cock and all this bullshit, you know what I mean? He got, right? So, long story short, Shy pissed in the fucking cup, right? Shy pissed in the cup. All this time, mind you, I'm sitting down and I drank so much water, right? Because I drank like 2 quarts of water before I even got down to the West Gate, and I was at the fountain. All this time I'm fucking pissing on myself, right? And I'm trying to spread the fucking piss out all this fucking time. Shy hands him the cup and it's like, yo, alright, here you go. No. Shy don't hand him the cup like totally, like hand him the cup the way he grabbed the cup, right? Shy goes to hand him the cup, and before Shy hands him the cup, cause I'm looking at this shit too, Shy grabs his stomach and is like, oh shit, and spills the cup all over his pants, the CO pant, on his leg, on his shoes, all that shit. The motherfucker's like, ah, you motherfucker, you son of a bitch, all this shit. He cursing him and shit. And Shy was like, yo, I told you I had to go take a shit, motherfucker. What you expect? But I already know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? The other CO that's fucking sitting down watching all this shit, he ain't paying attention to me kicking the piss all over the place. He looking at this shit, he laughing. His ass is laughing and shit. So I'm laughing too. You know what I'm saying? I'm laughing, thinking this shit is funny as well. But at the meantime, I'm kicking fucking piss, right? So long story short, they let Shy fucking take a shit. They let him take a shit and piss or whatever and give him the piss or whatever, because the motherfucker that got the piss thrown on him, the fucking CO that got the piss thrown on him, he left, right? His ass left or whatever. He had to clean up or whatever. So I'm still sitting down for like a long ass time. I'm kicking piss around until I feel comfortable that like my shit is clean. You know what I'm saying? And fucking I finally get up, right? They don't see the whole fucking stain that's on my white pants or whatever, the whole wet mark that's on my white pants or whatever. They don't see none of that shit. They're like, alright, you ready? Alright, go ahead. Give me what you got. Yo, I piss clear water, right? I hand him that shit. So I go back like 2 days before they call us in the motherfucking cell, right? My man was like, yo, y'all some stupid motherfuckers. He just started like straight badgering them, but like straight badgering them cats and shit, right? Especially the cat that was my cellie and shit, my Bunkie. He's like, yo, you a stupid motherfucker. You done gave him the acid rain. You gave him the acid rain and shit. Fuck is wrong with you, man? The only one that had the most sense out of all of y'all and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I told him what I did. He's like, yo, he was like, yo, I know you beat that shit. You know what I mean? But I was confident in myself. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I beat shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting for the fucking, I'm just waiting for whatever, whenever they come and tell us whatever and shit. But when they came, they told him he was on the top bunk and I was on the bottom bunk and shit, just, you know what I mean, just chilling and shit. They came like 7, 8 o'clock at night and shit. They CO came up on the gate, was like, yo, he pointed to my bunkie. He was like, yo, you pack up. He was like, yo, you step out. So he looking at me. He's like, yo, how you think you did? He asked me the question. He like, yo, how the fuck you think you did? I'm like, motherfucker, don't ask me no stupid motherfucking questions. Fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? How the fuck you think I did? You know what I'm saying? How the fuck you think I did? That's a question you need to ask yourself. I told him just like that. And then they just grabbed him out and was like, yo, put him in key block or whatever.
Who, you?
And then, nah, not me.
Oh.
Not me, I beat that shit. You know what I'm saying? But after they called him, like they told him to pack his shit up first and they called me out the cell. You know what I'm saying? I already knew I already knew that I beat that shit to a certain extent, but still I was still kind of shook. I was out there in the hallway like, yo, then the CO came up to me, was like, oh, how you think you did? I'm like, motherfucker, you tell me how the fuck I think I did. You know what I'm saying? The fuck out of here. You know what I mean? You asking me if that was the case, that's how I knew. If that was the case, you would have just told me to pack. Both of us pack your shit up. You going wherever the fuck you going. Whether it's the box, keep lock, whatever the fuck. But that's the last I seen of my man Poom Pang. And motherfucking they sent me upstairs and shit to a single cell after that. You know what I mean? But if I had to go through all of that to get to a single cell, you know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. You know what I mean? If you had to go through all that to get to a single cell, but nah, somebody was fucking telling. Somebody dropped a kite. Somebody came out on the low because the CO desk was right up there. Them COs was making rounds, whatever. I don't know if they smelled Muslim oil, whatever the fuck. Nah. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think they smelled Muslim oil. From my recollection, me thinking back to that time, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we had the Muslim oil going through the fan, all that shit. Nah, somebody told.
That shit, even that Muslim oil incense shit be blowing the spot up sometimes too. Like them niggas smell too many incense burning. They like, what's up, man?
Nah. Yeah, and Woodburn, if they walk by your cell, because remember, everywhere is not cells. They got dorms in there too. Right, but still the cell blocks, if you walking through, even in the cell blocks in the maxes, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that's the only facility, I don't know, I ain't been all over the fucking state of New York in every facility or whatever, but I know that particular facility, right? I don't know if they set it up, if it's set up that way, because you got a lot of cats that's coming off of long bids that come down and get that status of medium security status. You understand what I'm saying? And they in there, right? To where it's fashioned, to where part of it is cell blocks, part of it is dorms, right? But you know what I mean? I don't know if in the max they do that shit. They walk through and they like, oh, you burning the fucking Muslim oil tissue or whatever the fuck going on in here. But over there they do that shit. They look, they be like, what the fuck you burning this shit for? Why does it smell like this in here? That's the first thing. Cause I did this shit before to where, you know what I mean? We wasn't blazing nothing in there. And they was like, yo, why it smell like that? I'm like, yo, I'm just burning the fucking incense. What the fuck, yo? You see the toilet right here? Both of us got a shit here together. You think I want to smell another man's shit? What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? That's how to come out the guard, so you could back off and be like, yo, alright, you know what I mean? And that's how some cats do that. That's how cats do that shit with the where like you burning that shit. You got a cellie, especially before if you was by yourself. Still, you got a cellie. The same rules apply, dog. The same rules apply. The same rules, you know what I'm saying? It apply. You sitting down taking the shit. You don't want to smell no next man's shit. Even your own shit. You know what I'm saying? you want to burn something to have some kind of scent going up or whatever. You don't want to smell that shit. And cats wasn't vegan back then like that, to where, okay, you've been through the process in your interior body, right? Into the intestines, the way you cleanse and all that shit. The way
that shit blazing. That shit blazing no matter what. You in the cell with a nigga? That shit blazing, nigga.
Hell fucking yeah. Yo, I ain't want to tell you this, but that Dominican cat, the first shit, yo, man, this dude, yo, he took a piss. Yo, that's my word. That shit, that piss felt like it was like for like 5 minutes, man. I was on a bottom bunk, yo. I'm like, yo, man, what the fuck you pissing like this? Because we had a curtain, you know what I'm saying? And then, yo, after he pissed, he sat down and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Yo, you shitting like this? Yo, that shit started smelling like, yo, nah. I gotta find something, man. But I ain't had nothing, dog. I had to tolerate that shit, man.
That shit is inhumane, though, man. They be making two people share a toilet, man.
I had to intake that shit the way I felt like I was gonna vomit. Like, yo, I had to hold that shit in. Like, yo, he like, oh, de madre. He talking all kind of fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Why he say he was having a rough shit?
Adios. Yeah, he was having some rough shit. Like, I don't know if he came off he had to come off a transport or some shit. Like, he ain't shit for days, whatever. That shit, that shit had me like, yo, man. That was when I first. That was when I first got in there. That's when I first got in there. They put us together. I'm like, yo, that was my first experience in a two-man cell. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I ain't with this shit here, but I'm like, all right. Then he was talking to me about shit, yo. He from Washington Heights, whoop-de-woo, all this shit. I'm like, all right, cool. I've been out in Washington Heights. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who you know. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we kicking it. We trying to gain a rapport with each other, whatever, because we gotta be in here. Who knows how long we gotta be in here with each other until they tell us to get the fuck up out of here. You know what I mean? Man, that same night, dog, that same fucking night, man, he was like, yo, pardon me, but I got a fucking shit. I'm like, god damn, bro. Put the curtain, we made a makeshift curtain, but yo, he was on that shit. Yo, he was on that shit like 30 minutes, dog. I'm like, god damn, man. And picture that shit, you know, if you're on the bottom bunk, the toilet is right fucking there. You there?
Yeah, I hear you.
The fucking toilet. Yeah, I already know you was quiet because you visualizing this shit. You getting flashbacks. Pardon me for the flashback, but still, I'm getting flashbacks right now. You gonna have to suffer with me. Fucking, that shit was right there on the fucking bottom bunk. I'm like, god damn, bro. Curtain or no curtain, man. That's my word, man. I was ready to do something. Like, yo,
that shit, that's
like,
fucked up, man. Cause that shit, niggas in a regular human shit they gotta do, but that shit be making a nigga violent, man. Smells make a nigga violent.
Smells, colors, seeing the wrong colors make somebody violent, all that shit. But still, I was like, yo, dog, you know what I mean? I ain't get to the point, you know, I was almost there, but I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta flush that shit, man. And the shit was long, like, god damn, man, like you ain't finished yet, bloop, bloop.
You heard what this other nigga on my channel say? Some niggas in two-man cells, them niggas only get 2 flushes per hour.
Nah, I don't know what the fuck that shit. That wasn't when we was up top. That might have been now.
It was the feds.
Oh, that's the feds.
But in a certain jail, niggas say niggas only got 2 flushes an hour because, you feel me? They in case you trying to flush some shit down the toilet, they could catch you.
Picture motherfucker got the runs, dog. He got the runs and he done flooded the motherfucking toilet like that, and he only and it's past the fucking 2 hours. Like you gotta flush, and then the next cat he got the runs or some shit. He gotta go on top of that. God damn, man. God damn. I don't even want. Yo, god damn.
That shit sucks.
Yeah, it do suck, dog. That more than suck, man. That's violence. That's violence, dog. That's violence. That's why That's why the violence. That's partly why the violence be so high in them spots. They know what the fuck they be doing. They know what the fuck they be doing.
Hey yo, congrats to the bro Sha. All those charges have been officially dropped. You heard the bro is facing 200 years life in prison, and all charges have been dropped. You heard? Congrats to the bro. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Ayo, LAZ, the bro criminal guard from Queens is spitting fire. Link to his video in the comments. Check that.
I mean, when I say that, say nothing. They say radio ain't gon' play that. Now you hear me on the radio across the map. The world is New York now. Ain't nobody eating pork now. Say.
Ayo, LAZ, holla at me for that YouTube promo and that Instagram Reels promo. My YouTube channel got 62,000 subscribers. My Reels, I'm doing millions of views. Check my Reels for yourself. My prices start at 100 cash. Get at me. Ayo, LAZ, these 5 episodes got the most views in the last 28 days. Make sure you saw each and every one of them. And congratulations to the bro Duran for having 3 out of the 5 top episodes this month. That's big.